Hello everyone. Today we are learning on how to use the find and replace tool in Microsoft Excel. Imagine working with a database containing hundreds or even thousands of names or any other parameters. You may want to find a given name, for example, in a database and replace it with another name. If you have a database containing thousands of names, you may not have enough time to search for a particular name and replace it with an appropriate name. With Microsoft Excel, however, you do not need to worry because we have the find and replace tool. So how do we use the find and replace tool? To access the find and replace tool, you have got two options. You can go to the Home tab, then you check at this particular menu, and you see there we have the find and select option. So when you click on that particular option, you'll be given there a pop-up having various options. You'll go ahead and select, say for example, find, if you want to find. Once you select on that, you'll have got this find and replace dialog, which also gives you an opportunity to replace given text. Now the other way in which we can access that particular dialog box, if you press on Ctrl+F, then you'll end up with the Find and Replace dialog box. This time round, you will land at the Find tab of that particular box. Alternatively, when you press on Ctrl+H, you will still end up at the Find and Replace dialog box, but this time round you will land at the Replace tab of that particular dialog. So those are the ways in which we can access that particular dialog. So we're just going to click on Ctrl+F to bring the dialog box again. So once we have it, we would want to begin our search within a sheet. Now, if you check at this particular point, you see we have got two tabs. We have the tab for find and replace, that is the one on which we are, but we also have another tab for database. You can go back. So we are going to find within a sheet. Find what? Let's say we want to find a CEO called Paul Senior. Let's say we want to find within sheet. We want to search by row, and let's say we just want to look in, let's say, values. So once you set those particular fields, it's important to note that we have got these two checkboxes for match case and the match entire cell content. Excel have them as unchecked default because when they are checked, it means that you'll have to be pretty much sure the casing of the name or the parameter you are searching for from your table or from your database, and you'll also have to really type the whole content that you are searching for. So when they are unchecked, then it means that your work is easier because you don't have to worry about the casing, and also you don't have to search for the whole parameter that you are looking for. You can just search for a portion of it, and if the match is detected, you will get the result. It's always advisable that these are left at default unchecked. When we click on Find All, we are given here a list, and you can see down there we are being told that one cell has been found. Now Excel highlights the cell in which that particular text has been matched. If, for example, we realize that there's a problem that we have with one of the names of our CEO, it then means that we would want to say, for example, we want to find Nelly Valturis, and we would want to replace that particular name with Nelly Valentine. The first thing that we want to do this time around, we can go ahead and search within the whole workbook. What that means is that we will not only search within this particular tab for find and replace, but we will also search within the tab database. So once we've done that, then you just click on Find All, and now you see we've been provided with a list, and we are being shown here that we have two cells which have got values matching Nelly Valturis. So now we are going to replace all. Excel will give you this particular dialog informing you that they have made two replacements. So when you click on OK, now you see the name has changed from Nelly Valturis to Nelly Valentine. We can find and replace text with formats. So what that means is that we can find, for example, Laser Paul, and then we would want to maybe replace Laser Paul with Leila Fonte. In addition to replacing, we'd want to have a visual impression within the cell where the changes have been made so that we are quite sure where exactly the change has been made. So we just come to this particular field for replace with, and you come to formats. So here you click on format. So you'll just go to fill. Let's say we'd want to replace it with this particular format. You may want to reduce the brightness a little bit. Click on OK. So click on OK again. When you click on Find All, we have two cells which have been found. One is found in the tab Find and Replace. The other one is found in the Database tab. So when now you say Replace All, two replacements have been made. Okay. Now you see it has come with the formatting. The color has changed. So the advantage of that is that once the change has been made, you can check out through your table and find exactly whether the changes have been made at the correct places. And the second one, you can find it here at the Database tab. So the next thing that we are going to look at is find and replace formulae with formats. So let's say that we'd want to find this time around, we want to find, for example, error, and we would want to replace that particular component with invalid. Now what happens is that I use the Vlook-up function in this particular mini table, as you can see here, and I actually tagged the Vlook-up function within the if-error function, and the if-error value I set it at error. So what I'm going to do is that we are going to search for error and then we replace it with invalid. Let's say that we also want to bring a bit of formatting. Now if that replacement will take place, let's say we'd want to format it again by this particular color. Now this time around we'd want to search just within sheet and we'd want to look within formulas. So when you click on Find All, now this particular dialog tells us that we only have one cell where that particular value within a formula has been found, and it has been highlighted here. One replacement was made. Click on OK. You can close it. So what happens? Only the formatting has taken effect. The reason is, as at now, our Vlookup function does not return an error. If, for example, let's click at our cell again, look at the formula bar. If, for example, we delete this column index number because it's a very fundamental component of our Vlookup function, then it means that we'll return an error. So let's just delete this particular column index number. When we click on enter, now you see what happens. It's displaying invalid. Initially, it will have displayed error. So that's how we can find and replace components within formula or within formulae with formats. So that is how we use find and replace tool in Microsoft Excel. Now at the description part of this video, I will provide a link that will give us an access to this particular working file for your training. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you've enjoyed as I have done.